What's good, YouTube? It's your boy RJ, and today we are going to be talking about, can black people be racist, or is it possible to be racist against white people? Let's see what some of these opinions people have. Let's see what they're talking about.
Do you make white jokes?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I've been guilty of it.
I don't think it's possible to be racist towards white people.
Racism was invented by white people.
Why do you think it's more accepted in society to make jokes about white people?
Because they make jokes about the rest of us.
White people have never gone through any oppression.
So the question I want to ask is it okay to be racist towards white people?
I still struggle with this myself. Despite their ancestral impact on America, it's not right to put all of them in that box.
That's
I don't
facts.
think it's okay to be racist towards anyone. White people are still people.
It is possible
Facts.
to be racist towards white people as well, yes.
I don't think you can be racist towards white people.
What do you mean by that?
Racism was invented by white people. You can't take
This is so much propaganda in this guy's answer. He's saying that he doesn't think it's possible to be racist against white people. But I know people personally that will never trust white people, that are literally biased against white people because of whatever their reasoning is. You could say that maybe because of historical reasons and slavery and racism that white people have shown towards everybody else who isn't white. But two wrongs don't make a right. Two things can be true at the same time. Yes, some white people are racist. You know what I mean? I think it's a lot lower of a percentage of white people that's racist than the media likes to portray. I think the media tries to embellish. And yeah, there can be racist colored people too towards white people. Whether you Hispanic and you hate white people, black and you hate white people, you can definitely be racist against white people.
it out of historical context. So historically, there's been one race that has more power in the system. Racism was invented by white people to protect white power primarily.
I don't think it's possible to be racist towards white people. There needs to be a system of oppression. Generally, white people are the ones controlling that system of oppression.
Why do you think it's more accepted in society to make jokes about white people?
Because they make jokes about the rest of us constantly.
So do you feel like you have your guard up against white people?
Sometimes I do.
When white people are going through hardship, they're not as sensitive to it as you would be to a black community. In general, like white people, the privilege behind that.
Do you make white jokes?
I do sometimes, a little bit, but I'm trying to do better.
Because over the last few years, there's a growing movement where we're telling white people not only to ignore, but to accept things that we would never say to another race.
Too many white people in here, and this is a space for people of color.
Wow.
If progress is the goal, then we must
Wow.
acknowledge inconsistencies and call out the double standards.
Bro, you make fun of white people all the time.
Not a whitey. I mean, bro, dude, I'm just trying to make a video right now. But would questioning this issue make me a white apologist or an Uncle Tom? But more importantly, am I making the problem worse by even talking about it? Guess we gon' see. How would you define racism?
Racism is judging or seeing yourself differently from somebody else because of the color of your skin. I would just say just preconceived notions about someone based on their skin color.
It's like a systemic system where basically people are starting off at a way different point because of the color of their skin.
And I would say all these answers so far are correct. I wouldn't say one answer is wrong because the other answer is right. All these answers so far are correct.
Racism is a made-up social structure. It exploits people based on their race. Globally, it seems like there's a lot of whiteness controlling racism.
Is it okay to be prejudiced towards white people then?
Sure.
Is it okay to have prejudice towards black people?
I mean, it's not okay, but I mean, I think racism describes a system of power.
So for some, it seems like racism is about punching down, but not punching up. But does that mean that as minorities, we don't have the power to discriminate? Let's see what the other side would say.
For sure we do.
These days say that reverse racism doesn't exist. What do you think about that?
There's this belief that racism against the person who is most likely to conduct the racism doesn't make it racist, which is untrue.
If your definition of racism is purely systematic, no, I don't believe reverse racism can exist. If it's just a matter of discrimination, then yeah, absolutely.
I had a racist brother, and he was indigenous. Just because you're a minority doesn't mean you don't hate. A lot of cases of racism, you find that people that are racist are the victim of something.
Do you think, though, at times people use that excuse of like, you can't be racist towards white people, and they mask hate with good intentions?
I listen to my
Right.
friends who are like people of color, and they tell me their experiences and how they feel, and I just try to understand the best that I can.
But today is a lot of the racism that we see in the West in your face or behind closed doors. So in order to address such issues, policies like affirmative action and racial quotas were introduced in the 60s to increase representations for historically disadvantaged groups.
And I would say that during those times when these laws were passed, yeah, there was an issue about people being barred from certain industries and certain schools because of race. I think race was something that played a lot larger role in oppression during those times. This is before the internet. This is totally before the internet, social media, and everything. I think that now that we done moved into an age where internet and social media has basically penetrated everybody's lives in all corners of the world, I think that a lot of the stuff that happens gets called out. And because of that, there's a lot more accountability today than there ever has been. So I would argue that moments and things that happen because of racism gets called out, people rally behind it, and that the consequences is paid. So to say that, oh, because you're white, nobody can be racist towards you, I think that's totally wrong. You can't really say that white people are the true beneficiaries of things that go on in oppression, because they get hit with the same bat a lot of the time. So in my opinion, I think a lot of this is just propaganda to pander to brown people's emotions. I think that it's a way for these political parties to sway brown people in one direction over another. And I think this, at the end of the day, whenever people say that white people cannot be racist, you can't be racist against white people, I think that's just a way for a propaganda push for brown people to feel better about themselves, for pushing hatred. And it could get to a space where when do we cross that line? When do brown people cross that line from being the ones where we were the victims to the ones where we make white people the victims? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, it's like 75% of this video left, so go ahead and check it out. Link is in the description. Shout out to Jen if you want to check out his channel. Makes great content. Link is also in the description. It's your boy RJ. Go ahead and pimp slap that like button for your boy, and go ahead and hip thrust that subscribe button for your boy if you enjoy content like this. It's RJ. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Deuces, YouTube.